Hello friends, let me continue with the same topic, accounts of not-for-profit concern. In this topic, I have completed the theory as well as I have completed number of practical problems. Today, I am going to summarize this topic. So let us see the summary of this topic one by one. So please pay attention for that. Now, I will first start with the difference between the profit and not-profit organization. Now, the points of difference, as I have explained, is in case of profit organization, the activities are they are engaged in the trading activities, and the NPO is engaged in the social activities. So there is a lot of difference. Here they are having trading activities. Here in NPO they are having social activities, that is non-trading activities. Now what is the motive? The motive of the profit organization is to earn profit, and the motive of NPO is to provide services to the members and to the general public. Now, which are the examples of profit organization? The examples of profit organizations are the sole trading concern, partnership firm, joint stock company, multinationals. So these are the establishments which are meant for earning profit. And on the other hand, we are having schools, colleges, hospitals, universities, clubs, trade union, charitable trust. So they are the examples of the NPO. Now, what is the source of income? In case of profit organization, the source of income is they are selling goods and they are providing services to the customers. In case of NPO, they are providing services to the members, and that services, for that they are charging subscription fees, they are receiving donations, they are receiving entrance fees, etc. What is the summary of books? In case of profit organization, they are preparing trial balance at the end of the year. In case of NPO, they are preparing receipts and payment account at the end of the year, which is as good as trial balance. And final accounts, what they are preparing? In case of profit organization, trading account, profit and loss account, and balance sheet is prepared. In case of NPO, they are preparing income and expenditure account and balance sheet. So what is the net result? The net result in case of profit organization is net profit or net loss, and the result in case of NPO is either surplus or deficit. We have already explained this. Okay. Now, next we are going to see meaning and features of not-profit concern. Now, as I explained earlier, what is the meaning of NPO? NPO are those organizations which are not engaged in trading activities, but they are established with an objective of providing services to the members or to the public at a large. Okay, that's the meaning. And then I gave you the features. So what are the features of NPO? The features of NPO is the main aim is to provide services and not to make the profit. The second feature is it is established for promotion of arts, culture, sports, education, charity, health services, that is all social services. Then the third feature is if a person wants to become the member, how can he become a member? He has to pay the entrance fees, he has to pay the subscription fees, or sometimes there's an offer of paying life membership fees that is to be paid once in the lifetime. And then the fourth feature is it is governed by managing committee of elected members. So there's an executive committee. Okay, so this executive committee is managing the affairs of the NPO. And at the end of the year, the fifth feature is NPO prepares receipts and payment account, income and expenditure account, and the balance sheet at the end of the year. And the sixth feature is NPO creates capital fund. Now here, just like sole trading concern or the partnership firm, the partners or the owner, they are not contributing, but here the capital is collected by way of capitalizing surplus, entrance fees, donations, life membership fees, legacy, etc. So these are the some of the features of the NPO. Okay, that we have covered. Now we'll see preparation of final account of NPO. So what is there in preparation of final account of NPO? We are going to prepare receipt and payment account. That is the need, same as trial balance. This is a summary. And then from this summary and the adjustments, we are going to prepare income and expenditure account, which is similar to profit and loss account. And we are preparing balance sheet, which is same as we were preparing for the trading concern. So final account is consisting of receipts and payment account, income and expenditure account, and balance sheet. Receipt and payment account. Now we'll see what is receipt and payment account. Receipt and payment account is real account. As I told you that cash we are receiving and cash we are paying. So it is a real account. It is similar to cash book because we are having cash and bank column in cash book. So here we are having a summary of cash and bank transaction. On the debit side, we are having receipts, and on the credit side, we have payments. And what type of receipts and payments? It includes all types of receipts and payment, maybe revenue or maybe capital. It records all receipts and payment made during the year, not related to current year, but also of the previous year, also of the next year. So it includes all types of receipts and payment made during the year. It begins with the opening cash balance and ends with the closing cash and bank balance because it is a real account. It records only cash receipts and payment, means non-cash items are excluded. Which are the non-cash items? Depreciation, bad debts, these are the non-cash items. So this is a receipt and payment account. Now let us see income and expenditure account. What is income and expenditure account? It is a nominal account. Why it is a nominal account? Because in this account we are comparing the income and expenses. So whenever there is a relation of income and expense, that account is a nominal account. It is similar to profit and loss account because on debit side we are recording expenses and on credit side we are recording incomes. It records only revenue, expense and revenue income of current year only. Now here, just like receipt and payment account, everything is not included. Only current year's expenses and current year's incomes are recorded. All other expense and incomes of the previous year, of the next year, they are excluded from this account. It includes all cash and non-cash transactions. That is, all cash and non-cash transactions. Which are the non-cash? Depreciation, bad debts, etc. Why we have to include these? Because we are interested to know the surplus or deficit. So whether the amount is paid or not paid, but in addition to the cash transactions, there are certain adjustments like depreciation that we have to do. Without that, our idea of the expense we cannot get. Okay. Now, it is prepared to know the surplus or deficit as usual, and it is always accompanied by balance sheet. Okay. Just like in a trading concern, profit and loss account is accompanied by the balance sheet. Here also it is accompanied by balance sheet. Now let us see the balance sheet. What is a balance sheet? It is a statement of assets and liabilities of NPO. It shows the financial position of NPO as on particular day. And which is that day? That is the last day of the year. And the asset side indicates the property owned by the concern, and the liability side indicates the obligations of the concern. So it includes all capital items, capital receipts, that is on the liability side, and capital payments, that is on the asset side. Now, it is important for us to classify the receipts and to classify the payments. So let us see the types of receipts. We are having two types of receipts, capital receipts and revenue receipts. Capital receipts, okay. So all receipts which are non-recurring in nature and which are not forming part of a regular income are known as capital receipts. Examples I have already given: special donations, life membership fees, legacies, sale proceeds of fixed asset, They are all capital receipts. Capital receipts are generally added to capital fund or they are separately shown on the liability side. That is a special fund. Okay. And revenue receipts, all receipts which are recurring in nature and represents a regular flow of income are known as revenue receipts. And such receipts are appearing on the income side of income and expenditure account. Example is subscription, locker rent, interest received, dividend received, and there are so many. Okay. Same way, we have to see the types of payment also. So we are having three types of payments: capital expenditure, revenue expenditure, deferred revenue expenditure. Capital expenditure is non-recurring in nature, revenue expenditure is recurring in nature, and deferred revenue expenditure is part of the revenue expenditure. Now let us see capital expenditure. It is non-recurring in nature. The benefit of such expenditure is enjoyed for a longer period. Such expenditure results in creation of asset and it is shown on the asset side of the balance sheet. Now what is the revenue expenditure? An expenditure which is recurring in nature is known as a revenue expenditure. The benefit of such expense is enjoyed immediately in the current year. It appears on the expense side of the income and expenditure account. And deferred revenue expenditure is those expenditure whose benefit is enjoyed for more than 1 year is known as deferred revenue expenditure. Such expenditure partly appears on the expense side of the income and expenditure account and partly on the asset side of the balance sheet. So heavy advertisement, prepaid insurance is the example of deferred revenue expenditure. Then let us see treatment of important items. This also we have already discussed. First is the subscription. Subscription is the main source of income. It is paid by the members regularly. It is recurring in nature. So it is a revenue income and it appears on the income side of the income and expenditure account. Then we have a life membership fees. What is life membership fee? It is paid by the members once in the lifetime to become member of the organization. It is non-recurring in nature and hence it is a capital receipt. So it is added to capital fund. Then we are having entrance fees or admission fees. So at the time of joining the organization, a new member has to pay entrance fees and it is paid once by the member, it is non-recurring. And therefore we say it is a capital receipt. But however, there is another opinion. Every year new members are joining and therefore it is an item of revenue receipt. Now what accounting treatment we are supposed to do? Accounting treatment is done as per the instruction given in the problem. Otherwise it is treated as a revenue receipt. Next is the donations. Now what is a donation? It is a gift given by the member or the outsider to NPO for conducting social activities. So we are having two types of donations. General donations, they are received without any conditions. So they are the revenue receipts. But if the instruction is given on the problem to capitalize the donation, then they should be added to capital fund. Then we have a special donations. So when donation is received for specific purpose, it is known as special donation. Such donations are capital receipts and should be shown separately on the liability side of the balance sheet. Donation for building fund, donation for prize fund, donation for sports tournament, donation for charity. So these are the different donations which are received for special purposes. Okay. Now let us continue. Government grant. Now what is government grant? It is an aid given by the government to the schools, colleges, hospitals and sometimes to some other organizations for conducting their regular activities. It is recurring in nature and therefore it is a revenue receipt. However, if the grant is received for a specific purpose, then it is a capital receipt and it is to be shown separately on the liability side of balance sheet as a special fund. Example is grant receipt for library, laboratory. So library fund, laboratory fund, etc. are the examples. Then we are having a capital fund. What is a capital fund? Excess of assets over liabilities of NPO represents the capital fund. It is created from capital incomes. Every year surplus is added to this fund and deficit is subtracted. And what we are going to add, how we are going to create? We are creating this out of the donations, life membership fees, legacies, sometimes entrance fees. So all are added to this fund. Then we are having endowment fund. What is endowment fund? It is a fund created out of a specific amount received as a gift or donation. This is actually a permanent fund and it is created for a specific purpose, and all the incomes and expenses related to this fund should be added or subtracted from such fund. Example is prize fund, charity fund. Then we are having legacy. What is a legacy? It is a gift received from the donor as per the will on his her death. It is a capital receipt and added to the capital fund. Then sale of assets. Whenever we are selling the asset, amount is realized on sale of asset, which is a capital receipt. The book value of sale of such asset is deducted from the concerned asset. The difference between the book value and realizable value is either profit or loss on sale of asset, which is taken to income and expenditure account. Honorarium. It is the amount paid to a specialized person who is not the employee of the organization. Amount paid to the artist for giving performance, amount paid to guest actor, etc. It is a revenue expenditure. Now, stationery consumed or used during there is a revenue expenditure. So it is calculated as under opening stock of stationery, add purchase of stationery, add outstanding stationery bill, less closing stock of stationery. So stationery consumed. Stationery consumed is shown on the expense side of income and expenditure account, and closing stock of stationery is shown on the asset side of the balance sheet. Same as stationery, we are having stock of medicines, that is medicines consumed or medicines used. Okay.